welcome to the Jank Tank. In this series, we take a janky deck and run it through a standard event on Magic Arena. In this episode of the Jank Tank, we'll be going through a deck called Hush Titans. At least that's what we're calling it. The premise of this deck is to take a card called Hushbringer and exploit it as best we can. So what this does is it silences ETB and LTB triggers. Why would we care about that? We want to do that because we'd like to cancel Kroxa's ETB trigger. Yes, we like that it makes them makes them discard and lose 3, that sort of thing. But we'd prefer to not have to do that on the first ETB trigger. So if we can cast this guy on turn 3 as a 6/6 with a pretty sweet upside to its attack trigger, then we're going to do that. The other big piece that we want to do that with is the Clackbridge Troll. So this is a 5-mana 8/8 trample haste that ordinarily would ETB with 3 goats on your opponent's side. And then they can sack those goats or any creature to tap down your troll. But if they do that, you gain 3 life and you draw a card. So there's a little bit of upside there anyway. However, we're hoping to not really give them any creatures, so because of Hushbringer. So if we can do that, then they have to sack real creatures on their side, or if they don't have any, they just start slamming in for 8. That's the sort of combo pieces of the deck. The rest of the deck is filled out with a little bit of disruption with Agonizing Remorse. We have a whole suite of different kinds of removal. We have Scorching Dragonfire, Despark, Angrath's Rampage, Murderous Rider, Bonecrusher Giant, Mortify, and at the top of it all, Elspeth Conquers Death. So a lot of the lower ones are just to help clean things up if you're not really right on turn 2 Hushbringer, turn 3 Kroxa. If there's something a little bit more of a problem, Angrath's Rampage can help sort of get around hexproof, things like that. Mortify is just good to have against a lot of the meta right now with a lot of enchantments flying around. Bonecrusher Giant's just a great card to have anyways. Dual purpose, can shock something and can come in as a creature. Murderous Rider to get rid of planeswalkers and pesky creatures. And then Elspeth Conquers Death because it's just a great card. It does a whole lot. It can stop your opponents doing things. Additionally, with if Hushbringer's on the battlefield and you have a Sorin in your graveyard or a Kroxa in the graveyard or a Clackbridge Troll in the graveyard, you can bring them back and then just get major value with those coming in with a +1/+1 card. Particularly the Clackbridge Troll would be great with. Outside of that, we have Spawn of Mayhem and Sorin Vengeful Bloodlord as our not either combo pieces / removal. Spawn of Mayhem just because it can help get in for some damage. It can help finish off an opponent if you go to sort of hit a board stall later in the game. And it's just kind of a nice aggressive beatdown card. Sorin Vengeful Bloodlord works well in this deck because it synergizes with the combo. You can use his minus trigger to get back either a Hushbringer if you need it or a Kroxa out of the graveyard. So you drop him, you -2 to get a Kroxa. He's still at 2 loyalty. You have a Hushbringer, you have a Kroxa, things are looking pretty good for you. So, mana base is 4 Fabled Passages and then 4 of the 3 dual shock lands that we have, and then a 2/3/3 split between Plains, Mountain, and Swamp. It looks pretty risky, but because of the nature of the combo being a smaller, more compact set of combo pieces, you can actually mulligan pretty aggressively and get to the pieces you need rather quickly and safely. Yes, we'll lose sometimes to our mana base, but other times we'll probably be fine. I'm thinking this might actually be too many lands, but we want to make sure we have all of our colors, and we want to make sure we do have some basics to fetch with Fabled Passage. So that's the deck. So we want to play out our Hushbringer on turn 2, or maybe disrupt their hand if we think we won't land that, and then start smashing in with big boys without their ETB triggers. So that's how we will play the deck. So let's get into the games. Sad Amumu is our opponent for this game. Sad Amumu. All right, so this hand kind of looks like a keep. It has some things that we can do. We can go snag another Black Sword through a Fabled Passage. Don't really want to have this in our starting hand, and then this is a little bit clunky. So although this looks like it would be a perfectly keepable hand, we're not actually going to keep it. We want to try to get to our combo pieces or a little bit more of a cleaner set of removal. So this looks a little bit of a better hand. We're going to keep this, and I think we'll probably actually just... I want to lose the Clackbridge Troll, but I think we'll lose Sorin instead. At least we have something that we'll eventually get to, keeping the Clackbridge Troll. So, all right. So, Temple of Mystery for our opponent. We're probably going to drop, depending on what we draw, we'll drop tapped. I think we'll drop tapped Blood Crypt here, just to Yeah, so we'll drop a tap Blood Crypt. Now we can Agonizing Remorse or Scorching Dragonfire something if we need to on our opponent's next turn. I think we'll probably go in for the Agonizing Remorse here. So we'll play out our Swamp and drop that to see what they have. Alright, so we'll take their Risen Reef and get it out of here. Quasi-Duplicate's really looking for that sort of thing. That was a nice pick. That was their turn 3. So hopefully they didn't draw anything good in that last card. All right, well, hey, could be worse. Not too bad having a Leafkin Druid. All right, so we can drop our Godless Shrine tapped, or we can shock in to get our Bone Crusher, which I think is what we're going to do here. We have a Scorching Dragonfire to clean up, say, another Risen Reap if we see that come off the top next turn. I'm not super worried about the Hydra Crisis at this point. A little bit worried about a Nissa, but... So we can't really deal with that immediately. We don't really think that... I don't think that Kroxa is worth dropping immediately right now. I think what we'll do is we'll just... Maybe we want to try to pressure Nissa and attack. If they don't want to lose that land, that's fine. Hopefully they don't, so that's cool. So we were able to get there. And getting that Nissa out of here was important. They probably wanted to keep the island around just because they don't have a lot of islands. And they wanted to pump out a big Crisis this turn. So I think that even if we ended up losing the Giant there, I wouldn't really be that upset by that. So I'm happy with the way that worked. So next turn we can drop a Clackbridge Troll if we really felt like it. I don't think that's actually very good right now, especially when they're dealing. All right, well, that's fine. We're okay with that. So hopefully we draw some sort of... All right, so Hushbringer is good. So let's go ahead and... So we have enough to drop both of these. So let's go ahead and Hushbringer. Let's tap our Sacred Foundry, and then let's Kroxa. Next turn we... and have a pretty good advantage here. They may go for a really large Crisis here, or they may quasi-duplicate their Cavalier, which isn't super great. The fact that that has reach is not really all that great, but we're looking to start pounding in with a Clackbridge Troll. Did we put that on the bottom early? No, we put a Sorin, so that's fine. That's right, we kept that in our hand. So we do have three total Trolls, so if we throw him down and we do lose him, it's not the best, but it's going to carry through some damage. If they quasi-duplicate their Cavalier, this is going to get just a land. Or no, they could get it back a Reef if they wanted to. But let's see what they do. They're definitely tanking. So they're going to get a Leafkin Druid. They have the ability to quasi-duplicate on their Thorns if they want to. It doesn't seem like they want to do a Crisis right now, and I don't blame them. Well, we will be swinging in with Kroxa next turn, so they're going to discard something. They're going to go for a small Crisis. I mean, small. 4/4 isn't really small, but hey, what are you going to do? All right, played out a land. That's good. All right, that's great. That's a great draw. So we get our Clack Troll down. Let's go to combat. They'll probably sack maybe one of their tapped Leafkin, because that does kind of bring down our power level. Or they're going to see if they can trade with it, because they definitely can trade with it. They don't. So let's go ahead and swing in for the fences. Make them discard something. They could have a land. They might not. They could ditch the quasi-duplicate and they could still cast it because of the kickstart. What is it? A jump start. So let's see what they do. What just happened? Oh, they discarded the quasi-duplicate. Okay. So we actually have a pretty good set of things going on. So what do we want to kill here? So I think I'm okay to... What are they going to try to get? They're going to try to get a Thassa or a Risen Reef. The Risen Reef sort of lost its thing, so if we kill the... They're more likely to quasi-duplicate that, so I think we'll go ahead and kill the That's right, the Hushbringer shuts it down. Oh, boom, I forgot about that. Oh, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so we don't have anything near escape with Kroxa right now. However, that said, they're probably going to be trying to shut down the Clackbridge Troll with their Leafkin Druids at this point. Looks like they'll maybe just go ahead and snag another one. Nope, it's going for a big Crisis. Or is it a Nissa? Oh, it's an Agent of Treachery. My goodness. Another thing that gets shut down by Hushbringer. Oops, indeed. Haven't seen the value of this card that much lately, so this is pretty sweet. Pretty happy about this. We'll happily trade off our island for a our Bone Crusher Giant. Alright, so what do we want right now? We are going to take... well, we could definitely enjoy Kroxa. But I think I'd rather... We're not going to be taking any damage... Or we're going to take damage from the Hydroid Crisis in the air. So we can either play the Clackbridge Troll, they'll have to sack 2 creatures, or we play a Kroxa and they don't have anything in their hand right now. So I think we'll just go for the Clackbridge Troll. We can maybe double spell next turn with something. So they have to sack 2 creatures. They may just sack the Leafkin Druids, and that does shut us down for a turn. I think we'll probably go ahead and attack in with a Hushbringer here anyways. They don't have anything that's reaching right now. And the fact that we can gain a single point of life might actually be relevant here when they have a big Crisis or potentially a big Crisis coming. So, all right, so that's one. We'll go ahead and selves. That's right, we're gaining some life for that. That's really nice. All right, so they will choose to just take 1 here. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a Swampy Boy. And then we'll pass. So, hopefully our opponent doesn't have too much to do. They do have the ability to sack the both Leafkin Druids on our next turn if they want to not have the Clackbridge Trolls happen. But otherwise, what could be bad here? A Nissa could be bad here. Another Leafkin Druid isn't really upsetting. Yes, it's fodder for the Clackbridge, but they're just losing value there. And with us gaining 6 life for them not to be attacked, it's actually working out pretty well for us. It's not good game yet, my friend. I think we probably should have waited until after combat to do that. Because we could have seen what we could have drawn. But we can also pretty much cast most of the things in our deck, so... Oh, they're going to scry. I was like, what are you doing there? Okay. That's smart. Use them before you lose them. Bottom. I don't know what they're looking for. Alright, so they'll sack both. We're going to gain a bunch of life, draw a bunch of cards. Land 1. Kroxa 2. Get in for 1. Play a Fabled Passage. Sack said passage to go get ourselves a Plains, I guess, just to thin the deck out. We'll end our turn. So realistically, if they tack in with the Crisis and they don't gain any life, we just win, unless they have something to discard. They don't. So it looks like they could... All right, that's the game. That is the game. I'm sorry, Sad Amumu. But that is the power that is Hushbringer, apparently, against Simic right now. Pretty nice. All right, David. Here we go. Ooh, she's got all the goobies over her hand there. All right, so this looks fine. We can go ahead and snag ourselves a swamp with the Fabled Passage, Hushbringer, turn 2, and then Kroxa turn 3. Yeah. Let's get ourselves a Swampy Boy. Things are looking okay. So this is better. Wish we had one of these Sacred Foundries being a swamp, but maybe we'll draw into one naturally. All right, they scry to the top, which isn't great. All right, we just need them to not do anything with our things for this next turn, and then we can hopefully... Although, I could just, like, Brazen Borrower. So if they play an untap... Any tap, any untap... Oh, all right. At least we got our first thing in there. No reason to bring in our land untapped, so play that out. Get in for one. And then next turn, if we can... Depending what they do, we can Agonizing Remorse pre-combat? Oh, no. Oh. Alright, well that's pretty uncool that they got to do that too. Not cool, man. Not cool. Alright, having 4 lands and play doesn't... I guess it allows us to do... So let's see what they got in their hand. Got step 1. Wow. Well then. I'm not really sure how to deal with this. I haven't seen an Esper deck like this before. Alright, so at least this doesn't have trample, so we can sort of, like, if they want to crack in, we can at least block. I'm not really worried about losing our Hushbringer. They're not able to get Pelucranos out. Okay, so we want to get some removal for that thing. I don't even think it's worth blocking here. Alright, so that's not great, but... I guess that was the wrong thing. Oops. We're gonna go ahead and oops that guy over. Alright, so now we have some land air damage here. They're gonna gain life though. That thing just would have been huge if they didn't. So if a creature would deal damage to it, prevent that damage, put a 1/1 counter on. Oh, if it's just 1/1. Alright, so then I can block it and it doesn't get 6. For some reason I thought it was 6 counters, but it's any amount of damage. So in that case, it does make sense. So ideally, I'd like them to attack with it. So that way we can drop our Clackbridge Troll and get after it. Hopefully they don't play anything, or we don't draw something that would actually be able to, or it comes down to that 2 life, because that was painful. So ideally, so they could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that 5 mana, they cannot escape this guy yet, because that is 6 other cards. Then next turn we can attack. So we're probably gonna play a Hydra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's for 5. So we're gonna lose to our Spawn of Mayhem. Mayhaps we will. Okay, so they're gonna go for that. They did not tap their Paradise Druid, so that's good. Alright, we got a Murderous Rider. We can't cast that. And the Clackbridge Troll. Let's go ahead and play the Clackbridge Troll. They're gaining light. I don't think we're going to make this. So if we swing in with everything, they can block 6. I think we're just going for it. The fact that they lose 3 if they don't discard something good. It's this or we're over. So they took it. What could they have? we've got 8 plus 5. That's 13 trample coming at them. So call it 6, because they won't... Yeah, I think that is good game. I think. Unless they're just trolling me. All right, they weren't trolling me. Oh, that was a close one. They should have sacked something to tap that troll, but I guess we would have gained life and drew a card, and that's what they didn't want. So, very cool. Very cool. Beat Esper big things. I guess Esper, I don't know what to call that deck. Something. Doc Max, or Doc Ma XX. I don't know what it is. All right, so we're on the play. We have a nice package of disruption and removal in our hand, and some lands. So I don't love that we don't have any of our combo pieces, but we can try for this part of the deck to see if it can work. I think we'll go ahead and get, I think probably a swamp here with the Fable-led Passage. We don't necessarily need a lot of multiple whites. Yeah, Elspeth Conquers Death is one, but that's not really looking to be happening on turn 2. Ooh! Alright, so we got our Hushbringer. So it's either that or Agonizing Remorse here. If we're playing against aggro, red aggro, it might be nice to see what's in their hand. We don't have any other combo pieces. Theoretically, we could draw into our Kroxa. But I'm fine with taking our time. I think we actually take a Steamkin and then we kill the other one with Stomp. And then we can kill the Anax with Scorching Dragonfire. So I kind of like the way that our hand's set up here. Just stomp away already. We don't want any trickery. Phoenix of Ash is a little bit of a pain. The fact that it can exile, but I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. I think we shock. The fact that Scorching Dragonfire shuts down Anax is actually pretty good. But we're just going to go ahead and kill it anyways. So we're playing the more controlling part of the deck with hull removal. We do have a Hushbringer, so hopefully we can maybe draw into a Kroxa. Hopefully. Kroxa. Oops. Well, they're not going to attack. I won't attack anything. I think there's no reason not to attack in here. They don't have any flash abilities. We can gain a little bit of life because we are already at 15, which is surprising. No reason to waste a Mortify on a Fervent Champion. They only have one card in their graveyard. I don't know how much this actually costs. 3 other cards. Alright, they're going to stomp that bad boy. That's fine. We got our life out of it. That's okay. And we don't even have our other bits of combo, so it doesn't matter. Ah, Annex. I see. So that's a little bit more painful. No blocks. We'll Mortify Annex if we don't draw anything good. I guess we'll go ahead and just play our things out. If they don't have any creatures, that's fine. Let's go ahead and destroy him. Angrath's Rampage our opponent to sack a creature. So now we can't. They don't even have the ability to really get on their Embercleaves. If they have Embercleaves, they're going to be slow to react. They can jump in for 2 with their Phoenix, which looks like that's what they're going to do. They have 3 other cards. They could escape it if we felt like it. We are drawing lands, so I think maybe we'll just play the slow game here and just attack and then pass, and we'll leave up our Mortify. So we are flooding a little bit. It's not great. So do we want to have Anax? I feel like we can more likely deal with Anax in a different way. So let's go ahead and kill the Phoenix. Well, yeah. We just want to get rid of stuff before things get too out of hand. So we're definitely managing the board better. So that doesn't do anything for our opponent right now. I doubt they're going to... Well, we could actually lose to an Embercleave next turn. So I think we're not going to attack. We can... If we do get Embercleaved here, we will live. Okay, so yeah, that's a good thing we didn't attack, because that's now 5, that's 10. So we're not going to die. Oh, this is an instant. Oh my goodness, this worked out really well. I forgot about that. That worked out splendidly. They're going to get themselves a little satyr that can't block, and that was just too good. And then they don't have anything in their hand, so we can't even peel it out with that. I think we just attack. Oh, we're really not doing what our deck's supposed to do. Maybe we should be throwing in a Castle Lochthwain to try to get a little bit of draw going late in the game. All right, they're going to get their Crusher. Get out a champion. Attack in for 2. More lands don't really help us all that much. I think we got to sit back here. Yeah, getting in right now into the red zone is not good when they could be top decking a very active Evercleave right now. So I think what we want to do is just, if we take, so even if we do this, that's going to be 10. We'll absorb 7, so 7, 8, 9. So we're dead if they have Embercleave here. They don't have Embercleave. That's good. So we're just going to take 4, which is not great. Is there something? Okay. All right, so we're down to top decks right now. Vengeful Bloodlord. Can we get back something okay? We can get back ourselves a Bone Crusher Giant, which does do something. I don't think it's worth agonizingly remorsing our opponent. Is it a land? What is that? What could it be? A Torbjorn? Well, we're gonna go for it because what do we take? If they kill our creature, we die. If it's a land, it's a shock. Ooh, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Are we just dead? SpaghettiOs. I think we gotta kill the Phoenix here because they can definitely escape it. We're at 2? Oh, well, I didn't realize we were at 2. Yeah. Well, that's that. We tried. We almost got there. For some reason, oh, they shocked. That's why we went down and such thing. Oh, nice. All right. Well, that's game. That was pretty close. Pretty close against Mono Red. We started off with probably the best hand we could have to go against that deck, and we still didn't really do all that well. We didn't draw much of our combo. We did flood out a little bit. 7 lands, sorry, isn't that great. Although, so does our opponent. They got about 6 or 7 lands as well. So that was just not so great. Combos. The Gift Tog. The Gift OG. The Gift Tog. Nope. Okay. This is good. I can work this. I can work with this. Definitely, I can work with this. We'll drop a Soar into the bottom. We'll go ahead and get ourselves a Montagna. And then Hushy turn 2. Kroxa turn 3. Hold up the Bony Bee. If he even survives here. Hushbringer. I don't think that they have much. Hopefully they just like Steamkin next turn. Uh-oh, they have a shock. Oh no, they're just gonna shock it, aren't they? No. The feast! It's ruined. Alright, well, if they play a Steamkin, we'll just shoot it, so that's fine. At least we're messing with their plan, they're messing with our plan. We're getting our land base situated here. We can Murderous Rider or something next turn if we feel like... Oh, they're stuck on 2 lands. Ooh, this is good. Yeah, baby. Let's go ahead and drop our big boy, Crushy boy. Yeah, you can go ahead and shock him or something. Go for it. I guess that's got a Scorching Dragonfire, but that can't hit players, so maybe they don't do that. Oh, Bony Boy. I got one of them. Did they draw land is the question. They did draw land. They'll maybe drop their Crusher. Crusher of Bones. We'll draw another land. So we could take 4 here with the... So I think I'm going to do here. That's fine. We'll take 4. We can also Kroxa, although I think I'd rather... Like, once we get that thing down, we just, like, go to town. And the fact that we have the ability to kill something with Scorching Dragonfire as soon as they play it makes me feel a little bit safer. So, although this looks like a big red, because they should have been able to cast stuff, unless it's, like, all, like, lit up the stage and things like that that they don't really want to play here. So let's see what they do. They're going to stomp our face. Light up the stage. We will. Should we kill that Fervent Champion? No, we're going to save it for the Steamkin. Alright, I want to see a Hushbringer off the top. Right now. Here we go. Here it comes. That's not a Hushbringer. But we can get in for 4. Play out our Stormy Boy. And then pass the turn. And Scorching Dragonfire the run away stay McKin. Or maybe we torching Dragonfire the Fervent Champion if we have to. Okay. Oh, maybe they have a shock. But they would have done that already if they did. They don't. Well, this is going to kill that thing anyways. I'm not sure what just happened there. Alright, I think we have this one sealed up. Got a lifelinker for blocking. We could Kroxa them. If they don't have lands, they just die? Or no, sorry, they don't... I'm an idiot. It's only if they discard a land. That doesn't put us into zone. We need 2 more things down. So they're probably Bone Crusher Giant. And then we just have one... We just gotta swing in with Spawn. Yeah, that's game. And that's game. Mono red down. Mono red down. Nice. I don't know how to say that. Kazi. Is that supposed to be a NA? Not gonna keep this. I guess we could keep this. Drop a rider down to the bottom. We get to see their hand at least. I don't want to mulligan again. That's why I didn't do this. I really didn't want to drop another. All right, so we're playing mono red. My guess, anyways. Let's get all up in their remorsey business. Let's kick their Steamkin out. I don't like Steamy Boys. The fact they have a shock is pretty crummy, too. So we're going to get nugged for 4. They're not going to be able to get a card, though, because we're equal. We're making our land drops. So get our land down. I guess we just Kroxa to try to empty their hand out. It will be unfortunate if we get a Hushbringer off the top next turn or something like that, but this at least gets them, like, what do we want to do with red is strip their hand out so they run out of gas earlier. So hopefully we can do that. Fervent Champion. They're going to probably light up here, so we're going to take 5. They're going to get a card. They got our Spawn of Mayhem. We could actually cast that next. No, we couldn't. Maybe they're going to clear the way for a swamp. Schwamp. Mountain, mountain. Well, they got all the fun, don't they? I think we're just dead here, because... Well, at least they only have swamps, though. We have to pay 2 life, right? Because we just die. We take 5. We're not dead. We're dead to burn. I can't take more than that. Alright, so let's hope it's not an Embercleave. Oh, goodness. Let's hope it's not an Embercleave. Oh, God. We're super dead to Embercleave. Got ourselves a Clackbridge Troll. If it's like a shock, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. At least we kill theirs and we gain 2. So we don't die. Are they going to get themselves a spawn of mayhem? They are. Oh, no. Man, I hate that card. All right. Too little, too late. All right, so we could just die here, I think. We just die here, right? We can play this. They're not going to sack. Or they're going to... It doesn't even matter. They don't even have to. I'd like them to, because then we can gain some life and we don't die next turn. But letting it not sack would be the right thing to do. So we will snap concede if they sack. They don't sack. Okay. Good game. Well, actually, yeah, that's game, because we're going to die to the 1 point and then the 4 in the air. Dang, our own card beat us. That's the worst. Beans, beans, beans. That's all she wrote. Beans, beans, beans. All right, we're on the play. We can go get ourselves a red source on turn 1. We could Kroxa turn 2 and then have removal. All right, so we're looking to draw ourselves a Hushy boy. Maybe it's a Hushy girl. Hushy person. Mountain. Pass. Beans, beans, beans. What you got for us? Beans. 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 Why? Well, at least we can Scorching Dragonfire. Away a kitty. So we'll probably just tap in our Godless Shrine and hold up Scorching Dragonfire. Oh, that's better. I mean, and I think that's what we'll leave it as. I don't know what we're gonna get off the top here. See, our opponent's got another Witch's Oven. Which is which? Going for 1 damage. That is a fine thing to do. What are we going to draw? We draw a Swamp. So, theoretically, they could easily play 2 creatures and then sack to make us lose that. So, do we just... Maybe we should have just Scorching Dragonfired it anyways? Let's see what they do next turn. They only have 3 cards in hand, so they're a little bit low on resources, I feel. Maybe we should have Kroxa'd, but then we couldn't Dragonfire. Let's see what they get off. I don't mind taking 1, and if we can just go ahead and try to kill this, and they sack it, we're great, whatever. They can't play another one, so at least we can have the spawn come out. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, they have a Scape things. We get some food either way, that's good for them. We'll draw another Kroxa. We'll go ahead and play our spawn of Mayhem. Unfortunately, I guess 1 more land we could theoretically Clackbridge Troll, but that's going to give them a lot of fodder for their things. They might just go ahead and kill this with Ride Down. Nope. What do we get off the top? Mortify. How mortifying. Let's go ahead and attack. See what they can do. Nothing. I think actually we're going to hold up Mortify. I don't really mind not doing much. We're in a happy place right now. So I like being in a happy place. And I'd rather have Mortify open for something else. Interesting time to do that. Yeah, no, that's fine. All right. Despark. I think we just go ahead and slam in and keep going. Hushy lady off the top, and that would be good. Okay. All right then. Cool. Didn't do anything that a deck wanted to do, but cool. Spawn of Mayhem's a good card. Cool. Beans, you know? Beck 11. We are on the play. We're gonna mulligan. This actually is a really good starting hand. Yeah, well, no, we're gonna mulligan. We want to get our fun on. And that's not fun. So let's go ahead and keep this one and hope that we draw something. I hope we draw a red source here. I think actually we'll keep Sorin just if we end up losing the Hushbringer. All right, cool. So we got ourselves all 3 colors. So now we just need to draw Kroxa. And then we'll go to town. Get the combo going. We haven't seen it enough in this. We haven't seen it enough yet. I need to see it more. I need more. All right, so they go fetch a blue source. Growth Spiral already. Makes me feel a little bit happier that we don't have to think about getting something countered. Oh, that's interesting. A Flabled plus Sledge. So we can... I think we'll just go like this. Oh, God. The slowdowns from these. Another Hushy Boy. Don't think there's any sort of wrath sort of thing, so having another Hushbringer is not a problem. If they brazen borrow something in response to us trying to drop something beefy like a Kroxa or a Clackbridge, that would be fine. All right, so we are missing our land drop this turn. Hopefully we can draw... I would have loved to have dropped a Sorin. Oh, they did it. They did it. Alright, well, we can at least kill the Uro. Yeah, we'll do that. Didn't have reach or anything, yeah. So they have 5 cards in their graveyard. So they could kill it, or they could get it back. I know they can't, because this is like blue, 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 and then green, so they couldn't necessarily do that. Unless they drop another land that's untapped. And they did. So they can get Udo back, but we can then Angra's Rampage it. They're not getting the ETB triggers. Looks like that's what they're going for. I see them messing with their graveyard. Absolutely fine. You just blew your graveyard out. We will make sack it next turn. We're just drawing all the lands, aren't we? We're just Mr. Lands here. Alright, you will sack a creature. My good man. My goodman. Next turn we will drop a Sorin, because we will drop our Murderous Rider right now. Oh, it's not Ride Down. Why did I think it was Ride Down? A Swift End. Whatever. Alright, what you got? 6 mana. Go fetching something from the the sideboard. I love that art. That is lovely art. They went and got themselves a Shatter the Sky. Okay. Well, might as well get after it. I was definitely thinking that they would not have an ability to wrath us, but they are going to go ahead and wrath us. So we're going to get the Murderous Rider on the bottom of the thing. We can get back a Hushbringer with Sorin if we need to, which I think we'll only do if we get a nice sword. Oh, you jerk. If we get a nice...
I feel nothing anymore.
Kroxa off top. Alright, so no one's going to draw anything. Although it doesn't... Oh, it's the Murderous Rider. That's right, never mind. Okay, what you got? Garglemel. Garbage smell. Alright, so here was what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and -2. Get back this lady. Get back this fun. Pass. So this can't block unless you have 4 or more cards in hand, so it can block. Can't attack unless defending player has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. We have 3. So it can't attack. It can just mill. If they play... So theoretically, we will maybe... So they're going to... Tammy. Oh, okay. So now they're going to fill so they can attack. Whether they want to or not, I don't know. What are you going to choose? So that's top 4 cards. Uro. They already have one. Oh, I guess they've got a double trigger that. All right, so they can't cast it right now. So they can't block unless you have 4 more cards in it. So unless they have some way to draw cards, whether at instant speed or not, we can just crack in with the Kroxa, and they theoretically can't do anything about it. And I don't think we're just going to avoid Tamiyo. So if they don't have any, okay, so they can't block. That's the lamest of lame draws. So they do have 7. Oh, we got loads of lifelink, though. So I think we just attack here, because they cannot... Right, I'm reading this right. Can't block unless you have 4 more cards in hand. They do not have 4 more cards in hand. I think we win. This is... Discard cards or sack permanents. So they can't discard cards. So we don't win. So that's fine. They still took the 3, so we're still winning. I think. Yeah, okay. Ooh, I was a little worried there. Alright, cool. That was an interesting little Simic toolbox sort of deck. That was very interesting. Glover. Glover with the Chandra. We are on the play. Our lands are actually pretty good in this hand. I think I want to keep it. It's not... I think what we're finding is we play more of these matches... Ooh, I like the sleeves. They do anything? No, still like the sleeves. I feel like as we go on with the matches, I'm less and less inclined to get the combo pieces in hand, more likely just to have control, but I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think we'll Kroxa here. Disruption is key here. Ooh, we'll go this one this time. Oh, yeah. Well, I'll probably want to keep that, so if they have any sort of, like, sacrifice things. All right, so they lost a land, and they took 3, so that's nice. So this is probably not going to matter all that much, but... Fabled Passage. I think we'll go ahead and... just play out our Murderous Rider. It looks like we're going to get... maybe we're going to get Questing Beasted here. Questy Beast. Oh. And they gain the life. Aw, man. Maybe they go in for the attack. Alright, so we can still kill that if we felt like it. Do we? I don't really know, but... Might as well. It takes them off land, and then they did waste their counter, so we sort of get a little bit of extra value there. I'm not thinking that they're going to be throwing so much damage at our face right now. We can mortify that if we feel like we need to. Guess we could kill it with that as well. So we can't do all the things. I think we just mortify. I think I'd rather not do anything. I'd rather just pass and then... Oh, no, I can't. Oh, no. I made a mistake. We can't do anything against the Spellbreaker. I forgot about that. It gets Hex Poof. Oh, man, they're doing it. Yeah, so we made a whoopsie. We definitely made a whoopsie. All right, so we can kill that and then cast a lifelinker. That's the best we're going to do right now. Man, I wish I didn't do that. All right, so let's get ourselves a plains here for whenever we get things. So really, I'd love to see a Hushbringer off the top. We get ourselves a Hushbringer off the top. We can get a Kroxa right into play. I think we just gotta try to not die here. It's not a Kroxa. But it does give us life. I guess we can just kill and cast, though. So hopefully they're running out of steam. I mean, they have the creatures they can cast. Oh no, did it auto tap wrong? Because it wanted us to do Kroxa. Oops. I don't want a Kroxa. So I think we'll pass. For some reason I didn't think we'd have that problem. Oh, well, that's just game there, isn't it? Oh, they're at 1. We're at 1. All right, so we can kill that. Man, this is just like we're barely holding on here at 1. That's game. So, I guess the correct thing to do there was to actually mortify and Kroxa. Unless they just drew that, but we can't know that. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I hope you enjoyed the matches. I had a lot of fun. I think this deck's a lot of fun to play when it does its thing. Getting Hushbringer down and then getting a turn 3 Kroxa is a lot of fun. We did have it when our opponent actually benefited from Hushbringing out like an Uro a couple times, but at some points of that I think they were looking to get the trigger and they didn't. Then we sort of cleaned up with Ingarth's Rampage or destroying your creatures and things like that. So overall, I like this deck. It's not like consistently getting the combo online. I think trying to get other creatures that you can cheat by manipulating their ETB or LTB triggers would make this deck a lot more fun to play. But the things that actually do work in this, I think are fun. I wish we could have hit our combo more often. We did flood out a couple games. But otherwise, cards that weren't super useful. Maybe we go down Mortifies, and then maybe we bring in, I don't know, more Agonizing Remorses, or maybe another Spawn of Mayhem. That guy was kind of a big deal. Elspeth's Conqueror's Death did help us out. Rampage helped us out. Despark didn't do us all that much good, although it did save us from one of those mono-red matches, getting Embercleave at instant speed. But overall, the land base was a little bit high. I don't think you need that much when you're mostly looking at just like 2 to 3 drops. But I had a lot of fun playing this deck. I definitely recommend playing it. It's a little bit expensive on the rare side. It's basically all rares up top. It's a bunch of rares in the middle. It's a couple mythics. Mostly just the removal package that isn't at rare, and then it's got a whole bunch of rare lands. So it's not the cheapest deck on Arena to play as far as wild cards go, but it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a janky deck, and I highly recommend it. So I'd say if you got the cards, throw it together, knock it around in the play or in a standard event, and you'll have fun. So that is all for today's episode of Jank Tank. I hope you enjoyed it. Please Please like the video if you liked it, share it with your friends, whatever you need to do to help us promote. Thank you for sticking with it, and don't forget you can only outlast as a sorcery. Cheers.